How y'all doing? This is Rob Burnham, here, Preacher Man R&B, and this is another episode of Retro TV 91. This time I'm doing another episode of Halloween Classics. This time I'm reviewing Scream 3. What Scream 3 is about is Sydney is off living on in seclusion by herself, and she's I'm guessing a counselor on the telephone, and she's using a fake name, and she's trying to stay off the grid. That way, don't nobody else come after her or whatever. Well, what happens is Dewey's working on Stab 3, the third installment of the story of Sydney's life or whatever, and he's a consultant on this film, and all these actors on this film wind up dying, and they wind up getting killed by the Ghostface killer, and Dewey and them's trying to figure out who the new killer is, and they get the help of this detective, and this detective is steadily telling Dewey, we need to get Sydney down here, that way I can question her and figure out what's going on. Well, the whole time the Ghostface killer kills somebody in this movie, he puts a younger picture of Sydney's mother at the crime scene. And they're trying to figure out why this is happening, and Sydney finally comes down, and they find out that Sydney's mother was an actress and worked on all these horror films. Well, what they find out is, at the end of the movie, is that she had a son, and she didn't want to have nothing to do with him. And come to find out, the real killer of the first movie was her son, or he orchestrated it and directed Sydney's boyfriend and his friend to do the killings, and he was behind the mastermind behind the whole thing. And he's trying to set Sydney up as being the villain in this movie, and he's trying to kill her and blame all the killings on her. And his plan backfires when Dewey gets all the shots off on him. It keeps hitting the bulletproof vest that he has, and Sydney tells him to shoot him in the head, and he does, and winds up killing him. And after this, at the end of the movie, Sydney's not as paranoid as she used to be, and she's letting things go. And that's all that really happened on this movie. If y'all ever watched Scream 3, what'd y'all like about it? As always, Preacher Man R&B signing out. Guys, GG's awesome. This has been an episode of Retro TV 91. See y'all next time.